The Epistle to the Colossians, often referred to simply as Colossians, is a letter written by the Apostle Paul to the church in Colossae, a city in Asia Minor, modern-day Turkey. It addresses various theological concerns and practical instructions for Christian living. Here's an overview. Introduction and Thanksgiving. Paul begins by greeting the Colossian believers and expressing his gratitude for their faith in Christ and their love for all the saints. He offers prayers for their spiritual growth and knowledge of God's will, thanking God for their redemption and inheritance in Christ. The supremacy of Christ. Paul exalts Christ as the preeminent and sovereign Lord over all creation. He describes Christ's role in creation, sustenance, and reconciliation, emphasizing his deity and authority. Paul warns against false teachings and philosophies that detract from the centrality of Christ and urges believers to remain steadfast in their faith in him. Freedom in Christ. Paul warns the Colossian believers against being deceived by persuasive arguments and human traditions that contradict the gospel. He affirms their identity in Christ and encourages them to continue to live in him, rooted and built up in faith. Paul emphasizes the believers' freedom from legalistic regulations and spiritual powers through their union with Christ's death and resurrection. Put on the new self. Paul exhorts the Colossian believers to set their minds on things above and to put to death earthly desires and sinful practices. He instructs them to clothe themselves with virtues such as compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, forgiveness, and love. Paul addresses various relationships within the Christian community, including those between husbands and wives, parents and children, and masters and slaves, urging mutual submission and obedience. Final greetings and benediction. Paul concludes the letter with final greetings and instructions. He sends greetings from fellow workers and ministers, including Tychicus, Onesimus, Aristarchus, Mark, Justus, and Epaphras. Paul encourages the Colossians to share the letter with the Laodiceans and to exchange greetings with the church in Laodicea. He prays for God's grace to be with them and sends his own greeting and benediction. Colossians emphasizes the supremacy of Christ and the believer's identity and freedom in him. It warns against false teachings and philosophies that detract from Christ's preeminence and urges believers to remain rooted in him. Paul's letter encourages believers to live transformed lives, characterized by virtues of love, unity, and obedience, and to continue to grow in their knowledge and understanding of Christ. Please subscribe and check out the playlist of my short video series on the most significant scriptures in each book of the Bible. They're a great study tool. Thank you.